I have no life. I'm on 0 ping. I have almost 18k earned and 60k plus PR. I could probably become a tier 1 pro. Yo, what is up, boys? It's Jayth. Welcome back to another episode of Road to Tier 1 Pro. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at the Week 2 FNCS semis games that me and my teammates had, and we placed 36th and lost a 4-way tiebreaker to qualify for FNCS Finals Week 2, so that was really unfortunate. We still had some really good games though, and I did a full VOD review analysis of our end games on stream and pulled away some main concepts I think it's important to know. I definitely learned something from VOD reviewing, so I definitely think you guys can too. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you there. Welcome back to another video, boys. Thank you once again for supporting my YouTube and supporting my grind. So here we are. As you can see, top 33 teams qualified. They had 110, they had 110, they had 110, we had 110. These guys also had 110. So it was actually a 5-way tiebreaker. And yeah, we lost it, so we didn't qualify. But I'm just going to be going through our main 5 games today. We're going to go through game number 1, 2, 5, 7, and 9. I don't want to make these videos too long, and also those are the videos where I felt like I could learn the most and you could learn the most. So yeah, let's get into it. And right now there are 4 teams alive. There's this guy with 40 white, there's this guy with 30 white, and then there's Kyra with like 60 health, me and Pump with 160, and then there's Day Reverse and Miro on height. And right here we should be able to tell based on how many people are alive and how many teams that, you know, there's either solos above us or below us, but we just didn't do that. And what ends up happening is we actually like miscommunicate, and we're like talking about if we should drop down or not, and instead of just calling it, right? So the obvious play here is to drop. Like, the zone's closing, we don't have white heals, and like, yeah, the zone's closing, we don't have white heals. Like, you drop to low ground if you're not height, and we just didn't. Kyra dropped, but we weren't with him. He ends up taking damage for it, comes back up, and we end up getting 4th place here when there's 2 solos with no health down here. That should never happen. Like, we should be absolutely getting in on these guys below us, but instead we just let the height team like run through us. Like, these guys are just playing placement down here, getting the placement points, and we're fighting the 2nd place team as a trio when we should have these kills and should not have gotten 4th place. So that was the main mistake from game number 1, and we weren't gonna win it anyway. I mean, look at Reverse's loot. So I guess, like, if you don't have height and you don't have heals, then you have to drop and you have to clear low ground. Also, you have to pay attention to like the little squad thing when you hit tab. See how many teams are left, see how many players are left, and then you can figure out like whether there's solos or trios or what. But yeah, that's the main takeaway from game number 1. So getting into game number 2, we had an 11 kill 2nd place. I don't think there was really much we could have done besides like one moment in my head that I remember. This was huge. So like when Half Zone played this way, I knew that this was uncovered. So as soon as Zone pulled in this direction down the river, like we're just waiting here in a box together, saving mats, so that we could be this team that just gets all the way ahead low ground. And that like allows us to absolutely control like everything that we want. So when Zone starts to spray, like I'm just absolutely hard tarping, and now at this point we're gonna find teams that are like on our layer, so like eventually these guys could be here when we're here. So it's important that we like get them off our layer early, and they're gonna probably look to spray back at us, which I'm sure they do. But it allows me to like barely get ahead here. But yeah, we just want to keep putting pressure on them so we can eventually cut them off. But that's like the main concept, is that you want to be able to like spray the teams off your builds to give it to you for free. See, Kyra and Pump are fragging out back here, per usual. And then it plays back. So when it plays back, we're just gonna run through together with our shotguns out. I'm claiming everything I can. I call it Schmecht healing right here. I was able to kill him. So now when we kill Schmecht here, and I know that he has a teammate, like this gives us a free rotate, right? Because these guys are editing through their old builds, or they're editing through some sort of tarp. So as soon as we kill one, like we're pretty confident that we can just like completely use this as a way to rotate. So like we just start getting through, and we don't end up killing him. And pump is like calming to spray up, but Kyra like kind of controls the situation, and now we have low ground free again. So just like that, like we're able to get this clean rotate, and now we're just playing low ground again, which is like, if you're not height, then you're low, in my opinion. So I make one mistake right here, and I leave a wall unbuilt, and it's this wall right here. Like this is a wall that I just have to build. Obviously I was focused on this guy, but this is too free for them, so they just come right behind me, and my teammates were on the way, but they're getting kills in the front, or I don't know. So like as I'm trying to piece these guys low ground, I just get completely shit on from the back. That's just a bad mistake. Like that should not happen. Luckily Pump is able to clutch up points here, like a lot of them. So Pump absolutely pops off. He already just got one kill there. There's 6 teams left. He's just gonna run through. He destroys that. He's gonna take out both of these. Runs over here, shits on that kid. Gets the finish. Somehow gets that kill. Imagine if that was a 200 pump. So Pump clutches up probably like, what, 10 points or something like that. So that was a really huge game from him. And that's like kind of what he does best, is clutch up those like last situations. Those ending situations when we need to get just like a couple more points. So that was really good out of him. So yeah, kind of the takeaway there is like I have to full tarp. Like when I have mats low ground, and I think it was because I was distracted. Like usually I'm pretty good at it, but I'm not gonna review these 2 games. Let's watch the 3 kill 9th. Yes, you gotta love this game, man.
What's up, Jayth? My boy, you're a cool guy, you're very tall.
So this game, we are 5-5-5 on mats. We pull a really good half zone. Like that's pretty close. Like this is considered a good half. And guess what? Kyra's game is crashed. Kyra crashed completely. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Kyra's game just crashed. And yeah, I mean that's just a rip. Those guys tried hiding in our shit. So I think I literally remember building cones right here. Yeah, so I built a cone right there, but I guess I just didn't build a cone right here. And I get double harpooned. Breaks through my floor. Hit this kid for 189. But yeah, that's GG. So that's game number 2. Pump does clutch up some points. He gets 9th place with 3 kills. So like,
what's up, Jayth? My boy, you're a cool guy, you're very
not
tall,
bad, but you know, obviously, like if we're a trio there, like, I mean, bruh. This game we died to Surge. So this game and game number 1 where we didn't drop were probably our 2 biggest mistakes. You could probably say this game was a mistake too. We'll go over that though. This game we died to Surge, just straight up. So that was really bad. Alright, let's get into the game that we clutched. This game will be good for like explaining like layers and like shit like that. Like if you're a tarper, then this game will be really good at explaining that. So zone is revealing like left side, which means that for like every second the zone moves this way, it's also gonna come out left. So I know that like even though I'm under those guys, I can always take 1 step out to the left. And now they're gonna do that too, so I'm gonna try to beat them to this left over here, which is what I do. So now they get distracted for a second, and I cut off like the leftmost side of zone, I guess. I mean, look how free height is, dude. This is like the freest height take I've ever seen. I don't even know what is going on back here. Like, what are these guys doing? Something to think about. So I'm gonna drop one because we're getting shot at from these guys who, it's my roommate sees, who I thought was height because we're getting sprayed from them. I went to take a wall here and I didn't get the wall. We're just gonna heal. And now at this point, like, I've made it halfway into zone, right? So like zone is here, we're like about here, this is where it finishes, we're about halfway. So now we're just like in a good spot to play next zone, so we're gonna see where it plays. Kyra gets snuck up on in the back. We're able to get a kill, and luckily it plays towards that loot. So we're able to get all this loot, which is nice. Kind of just playing like super edge here. So, okay. This is like the crucial pull. So I see that zone plays down, like onto this beach. And now I'm just thinking like, all right, we have to get low ground. So I'm gonna start to drop and then I get a little scared because I hear these builds, so I don't drop all the way. But I'm gonna find the time to drop. So I'm just waiting, I'm waiting for it. And I'm like, alright, I don't think anyone's down there yet. So we're just gonna tank zone here in order to get this low ground control. So we drop ahead of Storm. And now we've just claimed the entire thing. So anyone with no mats who ends up dropping down here, like these guys, you know, they have like nothing. They have like no builds. We can just piece control them and kill them like as slow as we want. I was pretty low. I did not want to die. So Pump does most of it. Just right hand peeks. Pump just shits on them. And now we can claim all of it. So because we dropped low there to like claim it before they did, that's why they come down and that's why they have no mats. And then right here, I'm just gonna cut him off completely. Now he can't do anything. Like, the only thing he can do is go up. Like, he can't do anything. We just claimed it. Like, now he's just stuck in the back. Oh shit, he gets in on that kid and kills him. If zone pulls up, you're fucked? Yeah. We probably would have gotten up, but it would have been hard. And it actually does at the end, like, so it ends up costing us second place, but I know we're looking. This kid slides in my box as I'm building the wall. I shoot his stair and he kills me, which is unlucky. But you know, my boy Pump clutches up here. So like, I'm dead on the ground, I'm calming to him, I'm like, yo, he's breaking behind you. Pump just shits on him. And from this point on, like, it's almost impossible to get like if zone was here playing this way, then Pump can actually get second, but he just can't get second here. He hits his head on this build. He's just dead. There's just nothing he can do. So why is dropping low ground better than mid ground? So dropping low ground there is better because one, you save builds, you don't have to build your floors. It's like easier to piece control and fight. So like, for example, when those kids drop down there, like they had no builds, and that's where you go. Like when you have no builds, you drop low ground, right? So when you're low ground with builds, a lot of the time, like late in the game here, you get players that just like I can try to find it, but you get players with no mats who are just coming down, and you have mats, so you're just able to claim it and you're just able to shit on them like I showed. So like these guys, let's see how many builds they have. 3 and 0. Like they're just dropping to their death. Like they just have nothing. And we have 18 and 25, which is like 250 and 180, which is like really good for low ground. Like you can make that last on low ground so much longer than you can on anything else. So yeah, that's why we dropped to low ground. All right, in our final game, I don't know, I honestly think that like in these last games where I need to like, or when we need to clutch placement or something, I don't know why, but I feel like I get a little bit nervous and like don't play how I usually play. And the same thing happened in that Cash Cup game in my last video. And the same thing happens in this video right here. Like I just kind of like hesitate and like I'm not confident because I know like how important the game is. And it's not like I make a crucial mistake, but I don't make the good play that I would make like any other game. So that's kind of what happens in our last game here, and it doesn't really cost. We end up like saving it, but you'll see what I mean. Okay. So once again, we're like looking for the play, right? So we see that zone pulls this way, and I think this was a really good play. We tank zone to get low ground here, and now once again we have low ground, which is all good and all fine. But I was kind of like on a weird layer. I was getting suffocated a little bit. So like Casker built me off right there. I guess I could have came one to the left. But I end up going 2 to the right, which is fine. And like right here, I'm shitting my pants. So like, as you guys know, the play is to keep going in to give yourself options to rotate, right? To get center. And because these guys were right here, like I thought that this was their pre-edited wall and I didn't want to go in this box. But if we would have just kept coming out to like where my camera is right now, then when the next zone plays right here, look how free the next rotate is. Because we brought ourselves like halfway out into zone, we would have a free rotate. But instead, because I got like scared of this team, who I didn't even know pump hit that hard, like I was hesitating to go this way. Like I thought they were here. And we could have just ran through this box. We just don't. Like I'm just hesitating. Look. It's just so much hesitation. Like we could have chose any of those boxes to go into. Instead, like we just don't make a call. Like, and nothing happens from it. And instead, the team that did take that free rotate is now playing the freest low ground of their life. Like they're just chilling so hard here. I end up dying somehow. They carry me to zone and we get the res off in this wood box. We all pop medkits in here. I mean, this is so scuffed. Zone plays back. And then this happens. Miro, who's a solo the entire time. Sneaks up from the back. And then once we start getting focused by height, like I know that we have to drop, but I drop 1 and pump drops 2, I think. Yeah, pump drops 2 and then breaks down even more. And he just does. Like we were just playing nervous. And right here, we're literally at 110 points. I hit this kid for 145 and he kills me. If I kill him, we qual. So like there's just a lot of things. The main issue is just hesitating. Like you just can't hesitate. But overall, we had 110 points, and we were literally 1 point away. I mean, when you look at our match history, like, we had so many opportunities to get 1 point, and we just could not find them, or it just didn't happen, I guess. The games that we died off spawn, there's kind of not much to look at. Like, we're kind of new to our drop, and the players that landed there weren't. Like, we got flanked from, like, a kid on the spire, at Orchard, like, the tower. So like there was things like that, or we got like keyed after we fought. So I'm not too worried about the games we died off spawn, but the game crash and the game dying to surge, like that really hurt us a lot, because we spent 18 minutes and 23 minutes in those games, which is like a full good game, right? If that doesn't happen, if our games don't crash or something like that. Also, like the game crash is such a vibe kill. So yeah, but overall that was huge improvement from the week before. So we got 36th, and the first week was our first time playing together, and we only had 73 points. And the reason is because we keyed. Like we just keyed the entire time instead of playing friend game. So that was a big improvement overall though. So I mean, look at all this, just dying off spawn and keying. So once we just learned that we don't key no matter what, then everything started to work out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to leave a like, a sub, and a comment, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. I can't let a nigga shoot me, I'm in a two-seat. And before I speak about it, rather grab a loose leaf. 30 clip at a dip if I'm in a hoopty. And we spin the hot block with a mini Uzi. Had to send a couple shots, I've been acting bougie. All of a sudden all these stars let me in they Gucci. They gon' make they pussy